Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtikhi. Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 7.1.22 and 23. Just read. We are going to read Srila Prabhupada purports and then we will have discussion. So thank you very much. Text number 22. Shri Badarayani Uvacha Rajastadvacha Akarnya Narado Bhagavan Rishi Tushtapraha Tamabhasya Shunvatyasta Sada Katha. Shri Badarayani Uvacha Rajastadvacha Akarnya Narado Bhagavan Rishi Tushtapraha Tamabhasya Shunvatyastat Stat Katha. Rajastadvacha Akarnya Narado Bhagavan Rishi Tushtapraha Tamabhasya Shunvatyasta Satkatha. So here Shri Badarayani Uvacha Shri Shukdev Goswami said the name of Shukdev Goswami Badarayani. Then Rajaha of the king, Tad those, Vachaha words, Akarnya after hearing, Naradaha Narad Muni, Bhagwan powerful, Rishi sage, Tushtaha being satisfied, Praha spoke, Tam him, Abhashya after addressing, Shunvatya Tat Sadaha in the presence of the assembly members, Kataha the topics. Translation. Sri Shukdev Goswami said, after hearing the request of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Narad Muni, the most powerful spiritual master, who knew everything, was very pleased. Thus he replied in the presence of everyone taking part in the yajna. I am again reading the next shloka, 23. 7.1.23. Shri Narad Uvacha Nindanstava Satkaranya Karartham Kalevaram Pradhana Parayo Rajanya Vivekena Kalpitam. Shri Narad Uvacha Nindanstava Satkarya Anyankarartha Kalevaram Pradhana Parayo Rajanna Vivekena Kalpitam. Nindanstava Satkara Nyakarantha Kalevaram Pradhana Parayo Rajanna Vivekena Kalpitam. Translation. The great sage Sri Naradji said, O king, blasphemy and praise, chastisement and respect are experienced because of the ignorance. The body of the conditioned soul is planned by the Lord for suffering in the material world through the agency of the external energy. So this is a very glorious topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Yudhishthir Maharaj asked this question. Before that, I seek blessing from all of you, all Vaishnavas. Let's pray to Sri Guru and Guru Shishya Parampara. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha Namamam Vishnapadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vishkripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome to all, and this is our great fortune that by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his sincere followers, disciples, grand disciples, we are able to study Srimad Bhagavatam, we are able to understand about Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are very fortunate that we are getting the authentic knowledge from the authentic source of the devotees, which are starting from Shri Brahma, Narad Muni, Vyasadev, and in this way we are very fortunate, at least in this Kali Yuga, that we got this knowledge. I was seeing the Harinam Sankirtan on the street. I got very pleased by seeing the devotees chanting. I desired that I should go on the street also and I should chant and dance with the devotees, because this is the great fortune of our life when we have the association of devotees. So let's move towards Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is Amalam Puran, where the description of Sri Bhagwan is given. Bhagwan Krishna is manifested through this Srimad Bhagavatam, and upcoming Bhadra Purnima, we can start studying sincerely Srimad Bhagavatam from today or from the Purnima, so that we can relish Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So this is very great fortune of us. So let's start discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, so that Krishna bless us, Krishna gives his mercy, so that we can become his loved ones. We want to loved by Krishna, we want to loved by his devotees, and we want to get blessings, so that we end this material suffering, this material attachment. Sansara dava nalinila loka tranaya karunya ghanat ghanatvam praptasya kalyana gunanu varna vande guru shri charanaravindam. So we are suffering in this material world, but only hope of the devotee is to hear about Krishna Katha, to speak Krishna Katha, and to serve in association of devotees and to chant, that is Sankirtana movement, Kali Yuga's Yuga Dharma. Let's chant together Sankirtana, and that was devotees were doing today's morning. So I am really, I was really happy to see that. So let's do the another Sankirtana of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. So this is two shlokas, 22 and 23. Now before going to the actual shloka, what I will do is, I will just narrate the short history that we can understand that what's going in 7th canto, 1st chapter, so that we can understand what's is being spoken and discussed in this two shlokas. So what happened that the hot topic of discussion is raised by the Parikshit Maharaj, and the topic is Krishna partial, or is Krishna partial towards only demigods? Is Krishna partial to only his devotees? Is Krishna only partial to the sum of the people in this world, some of the jivas in this world? So is this question raised by a Parikshit Maharaj, and this question again was raised by Yudhishthir Maharaj, and this was asked to Narad Muni. So what was the cause of asking this question? So question was raised by Yudhishthir Maharaj when what happened that, you know, Dantavakra and Shishupal. So Shishupal was blaspheming Krishna continuously when he born. When he born and he could not speak any word, he started blaspheming Krishna. So how much he was Krishna conscious, but in opposite way. So this, when he completed his 100 aparadh, and then what Krishna did? Krishna killed him mercifully by his Sudarshan Chakra. And after cutting the neck of Shishupal, what happened that his soul in front of everyone, he got merged into the Krishna. So the Yudhishthir Maharaj and all Pandavas, they become stuck, they become wondered how this can happen, because if one blasphemes the Supreme Lord, if one blasphemes the Vaishnavas, then he have to go the hellish planet and darkest region of the hellish planet, where he gets the severe punishment. So when this Shishupal, he was blaspheming Krishna continuously from the childhood, the first verse he started speaking, the first word, the ordinary child speaks mummy, ma, he speaks I. So ordinary child speaks the mother, about mother and father, but this Shishupal, he started blaspheming Krishna as soon as he born. And Shishupal is supposed to be go in darkest region of hell, and he should be supposed to be punished by the great punishment by the Yamaraj. But what happened? He got merged into the body of Krishna. He got Sayujya Mukti. How this can happen? And all Pandavas and Yudhishtiras like us, they become wondered how this can happen. How Krishna can do this? Why Krishna is doing this? So this was one question asked by Yudhishthir Maharaj to Narad Muni. And this next verse, Shukdev Goswami is narrating this incident, and Shukdev Goswami is telling that. And Parikshit Maharaj also asked previously first question, then the story told by Shukdev Goswami about this Yudhishthir Maharaj, Narad Muni. So Parikshit, you can say that, you can see here that Parikshit Maharaj, he asked this question when he see the incidents, one incident where he found that how the Krishna is only favoring Indra and demigods. So then he asked this question, is Lord partial? So Prabhupada says here, actually being the topmost devotee of Lord Hari, Parikshit Maharaj know that Krishna is not partial to anyone, but still to get confirmed from the authority like Shukdev Goswami and from all of our benefit, he asked this question. So now let's move ahead, what happens and what is spoken by Srila Prabhupada in this shloka. So Badarayani is the name of Shukdev Goswami, who is an exalted soul. So if you know the history of Shukdev Goswami, so he was once like sent for testing to Janak Maharaj. And when this Shukdev Goswami, he was standing, actually he wanted to test that Shukdev Goswami is how much great soul. So what happened? He sent to his kingdom and he was standing 3 days outside the gate. Nobody received him. and still he was not angry, he was not disturbed, he was he was very satisfied with himself and remembering the Lord. So what happened then? He got entry after 3 days. Now what happened that many, like Praja with the king Janak Maharaj, they came on the gate, and with singing and with the playing mridanga and all the musical instrument, they welcomed Shukdev Goswami, and Shukdev Goswami entered. So now this kingdom, the Rajya Sabha, was filled with the nice people, good looking women, beautiful women. Still Shukdev Goswami was not disturbed, and he was given something to hold, I think milk, so that no drop should be fall down on the ground. So he circumnavigated the Raj Mahal, and still he was not disturbed, and whatever he carried, it was all okay. And then what happened? The sugar was put on the tongue of Shukdev Goswami, and you know, when we eat gulab jamun or rasgulla, automatic the fluid starts coming, water starts coming in our mouth. But Shukdev Goswami was such a person that sugar did not melted on his tongue. So you can understand how much Shukdev Goswami is impartial, how much Shukdev Goswami is steady, how much he is, what is his qualification. And actually he is the one of the authority who speaks Srimad Bhagavatam, and his guru was, of course, Vyasdev Muni, and Vyasdev Muni's guru was Narad Muni. So Shukdev Goswami is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, so definitely it is going to transform our heart, transform our society. And when the representative like Srila Prabhupada represents Shukdev Goswami and preach this message, undoubtedly, definitely the heart is going to transform. And that was the magic, that was the we can see, that was the magic, and that was the wonder we can see through the ISKCON all over the world, where people are accepting the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam, people are accepting Sri Krishna as a supreme authority, and people are changing their life, they are living all the nonsense things, and they are accepting, they are serving Krishna, because we are a part, and our duty is to serve whole. Whole means what? The Krishna, the supreme authority, supreme person. And one of the things discussed here, just we will go to the shloka. Shri Badrayani Uvacha Rajastadvacha Akarnyo Narado Bhagavan Rishi Tushtapraha Tamabhasya Shrunvantyastat Satkatha. Shri Shukdev Goswami said, after hearing the request of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Narad Muni, the most powerful spiritual master who knew everything, was very pleased. Thus he replied, the presence of everyone who is taking part in the yajna. So this is incidence is of, I think, Rajasuya yajna, where everything is participating. And that time when Shishupal would get killed by Krishna, and he merged into the body of Krishna, then Yudhishthir Maharaj asked this question to Narad Muni. And after hearing this question, Narad Muni became very pleased. So similarly, when we do the genuine inquiry, when we ask questions genuinely to understand Krishna, to uplift ourselves, to uplift our consciousness, that time what happens? The authority becomes very pleased. The authority is having our guru, our senior Vaishnavas having full capacity that they can give us full knowledge about the Bhagavatam. But are we qualified? Are we a seeker? Are we trying to get that knowledge from the heart? So when I was working as a teacher, and what happened many times that the students who used to ask question, genuinely used to ask question, who wish to learn, for that student, I am always ready to help. I give my best so that he can understand the subject matter, he can understand the computer science subject, C programming, etc. So when authority sees the qualified disciple is questioning, he is serving nicely, he is asking question genuinely, so definitely from the heart he tries to give his best of the answer to that disciple. Similarly, Narad Muni became very pleased by asking this question, because this is going to enlighten all of us about the Krishna's glory, Krishna's magnanimity, Krishna's power, on Krishna's impartiality. So just we are understanding here, Shri Narad Uvacha. Then what Narad Muni says, next shloka, O king, a blasphemy and praise. So Krishna, in previous verses, Srila Prabhupada said that Krishna is not a person, when we blaspheme him, then he become disturbed, because Krishna don't have any material qualities. Let's say I am having material quality, we are having material quality, and we are controlled by the three modes of material nature. Those modes are Tamogun, Rajogun and Sattvagun. So we are controlled under the modes of material nature, we are controlled under the time, but Shri Krishna, the Supreme Person, is a creator of that time. Kalosmi Lokakshay Krita. Krishna created eternal time, but Krishna is in not control of that time. Krishna created three gunas, but Krishna is not under the three gunas. So what same thing happening here? We are controlled by three gunas, three modes of material nature. So we can get angry when somebody blasphemes us. We can get very pleased if anybody says to us that you have done this very nicely. So we become very pleased. Oh, someone is glorifying me, because we are under the modes of material nature. But Krishna is not like that, because he created modes of material nature. He cannot be disturbed by blasphemy, and he cannot be overwhelmed by the praise. But Prabhupada says that for the benefit of us, benefit of devotees, Krishna accepts our prayers mercifully, and Krishna give punishment to the cheaters, to the blasphemers, so that they can become purified. So both is the mercy of Krishna. So we are doing the activities, we are doing the karma, and according to our karma, Krishna is giving us action and Krishna is giving us reaction. So Krishna cannot be said partial. Why not? Because Krishna is giving result according to our karma, according to our guna. Let's one shloka previous to this Bhagavatam, Jai Kale tu Sarvasya. One shloka is there where it is said that when the time of goodness flourishes, then demigod flourishes. When time of tamoguna flourishes, then asuras, demons flourishes. So that is what Krishna is giving chance to everyone. Krishna is not impartial. Another thing is, Prabhupada says in previous verses that if we are dedicating to Krishna, according to our capability, according to our dedication, according to our submission, according to our sincerity, Krishna reciprocates. So for many devotees, we cannot understand this externally. Many devotees, they are being directed by Krishna in their heart. Many devotees, they are inspired by Krishna so that they can preach this Krishna consciousness movement. So we cannot understand externally who is favored by Krishna and who is not. But definitely we can see the activity of devotees, and by seeing those activities, we can understand this devotee is favored by Krishna, and this is the magnanimity. So we should glorify such a devotee who is favored by Krishna, also so that we can get our mercy. So Krishna is not partial to demons, is not partial to demigods. Krishna is equal to everyone, but he reciprocates according to the one's connection, according to one's sincerity, according to one's submission. So Prabhupada explains nicely. So we will read purport in the of 23rd shlok what Narad Muni says. Narad Muni says here, blasphemy and praise, chastisement and respect are experienced because of ignorance. So we are experiencing in this material world because we are in ignorance. The body of conditioned soul is planned by the Lord for suffering in the material world. So we are actually made dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So we are made this for suffering in this material world through the agency of the external energy. So this is very important here. In Bhagavad Gita 18.16 it is said, Ishvara sarvabhutanam riddeshe arjuna tishtati brahmayam sarvabhutani yantra rudani mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated on a machine made of material energy. So we are sitting on the machine made of material energy. A material body is manufactured by the external energy according to the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The conditioned soul, being seated on this machine, wanders throughout this universe. And because of bodily conception of life, he only suffers. Actually, the suffering of being blasphemed and the enjoyment of being praised is acceptance of good welcome of a chastisement of by harsh words. Actually, the suffering of being blasphemed and the enjoyment of being praised, the acceptance of good welcome or chastisement by harsh words are felt in the material conception of life. But since body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not material, it is Satchid Anand Vigraha, he is unaffected by the insults or greetings, blasphemy or prayers, being always unaffected and complete. He does not feel extra pleasure when offered nice prayers by devotees, although the devotees benefits by offering prayers to the Lord. Indeed, the Lord is very kind to his so-called enemy, because one who always thinks of the personality of Godhead as an enemy also benefits. So the good fortune of Shishupal was, anyhow Krishna is considering that Shishupal was meditating on himself 24/7. Although he thinks of Lord adversely, if a conditioned soul thinking of the Lord as enemy or friend somehow or other becomes attached to the Lord, he receives great benefit. So it is very nicely spoken that we can be think of Krishna adversely, or we can think of Krishna favorably, but Srila Prabhupada gives us that if one is unfavorably thinking of Krishna, he is thinking of Krishna in adversely, still he can get such a benefit. He got Sayujya Mukti. What a devotee can get if he serve Krishna very favorably, very strongly. He can serve Krishna, he can hear about him, he can remember the pastime of Lord, he can glorify the Lord, he can chant his holy name. So in this way, definitely Krishna is going to please and he is going to shower his mercy. If Shishupal, he can blaspheme Krishna and he can get a Sayujya Mukti, then what devotee can get if he favorably serves Sri Hari, Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is very important to understand that how Krishna is not impartial to anyone. Because Mamaivanshu Jiva Loke, every Jiva is a part and parcel of Krishna. So actually Krishna wish everyone's benefit. If you know one pastime where, if one pastime I would like to narrate, where you can see the Renuka Mata and Jamdagni Rishi. So when Renuka Mata went outside and she was just like disturbed by seeing, mentally disturbed by seeing Gandharvas and Apsaras, they were playing in the water. And when she, in the mind, she imagined that she is also playing there. And when she came back in Jamdagni's Muni ashram, Jamdagni Muni understood the state of the mind. In that Satyuga, if you see, there was an offense. If we do offense, if we kill anyone in the mind, if we do the wrong deeds in the mind, then we are liable for punishment. But Kali Yuga, fortunately, this is not there. If it would be there, then what would be condition of us? It's very difficult. So Jamdagni Muni, who was the father of Parshuram, he understood and he ordered other sons that they should cut the cut off the head of the mother, Renuka Mata. But what three sons denied, and then Parshuram, he asked for Parshuram, and then Parshuram was also not ready, but he did that because later he told that I was thinking about their benefit in the future. If my mother and if other sons, they did not get punishment, then their next life will be miserable. So he is ready to, he cut it off actually the head of brothers and his mother. So then he was lamenting, and then he asked the boon. When the Jamdagni Muni got the pleased, and he got the boon that you should please revive my again mother and brothers, and they should not remember anything about this. So Jamdagni Muni became very pleased. He prays to Shiva, and this happened that they became all, you can say, they became all alive again. And that is what he thought about the benefit of those. Jamdagni Muni also. So similarly, Krishna also thinks when Krishna punishes anybody, any jiva, so he thinks that this jiva should be uplifted, he should progress towards me in upcoming life. So that is what we can see, the mercy of Krishna. So Krishna punishes, that's also mercy for benefit of jiva. And when Krishna gives favor, when Krishna helps, supports, that is also the benefit of jiva. So in this way we can understand, according to our dedication and sincerity, Krishna reciprocates with us. Krishna also reciprocates with asuras. If you see a pastime of Samudra Manthan, that time also Krishna, actually firstly Krishna and all devatas, you can see they started, they stand on the side of Vasuki's face. But demons were there. So demon considered that this tail is Ashubh. Why we are here? We should go there. So they requested devatas that we want to go there. And then devatas accepted by the permission of Krishna. So they went there. What was happening actually? When the churning was going on, the hot air and the Agni, Dhur, all the thing, smoke. This was coming out from the mouth of Vasuki, and the demons, they were suffered a lot. Similarly, that thing is there. Krishna favors everyone. He punishes demons, he punishes anyone, and he favors anyone, but he is completely impartial. So if we study this Srimad Bhagavatam, we will understand that how Krishna is impartial to everyone. He is not like us. So in next shloka, you will find in detail how Narad Muni is going to explain this, and he understands what living entity considers about bodily concession of life, and what they think about this I and mind, and therefore they are disturbed, but Supreme Lord not. Supreme Lord, he has no enemy and no friend. Well, he chastises the demons is for their good, and when he accepts the prayers of the devotees, it's for their good. So it is neither affected by blasphemy and prayer. So thank you very much. I think we have discussed this topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. So our great fortune is we should always hear the pastime of Supreme Lord Hari from the authorities, from the source, rather than by seeing on TV and serials. We cannot understand Krishna and his pastime. We can understand Krishna and pastime by the hearing process. This is only our one indriya, which is very powerful. Not eyes can work that much, not any other sense can work, but this karna indriya, Karnendriya, they can work perfectly when we hear the Srimad Bhagavatam from authority, from parampara, and in the presence of devotees, presence of Vaishnavas. When we sincerely hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then definitely we are going to help. So there is one nice story comes in Srimad Bhagavatam when when what happens that one of the brother of Gokarna, I think his name is Dumdubi. So he actually by his wrong deeds, he was actually became a ghost, and he was residing in bamboo. And then Gokarna, he did actually a Srimad Bhagavat for 7 days again, and all the villagers come there, and this his brother, the ghost, so he resided in one of the bamboo. And what happened that all the villagers, they heard Srimad Bhagavatam, and then after the 7 days, what happened that after each day that bamboo was breaking, each of the part of bamboo was breaking, and after 7 days his brother, he got completely free, and Lord Krishna came, Vishnu came, and he took he got a 400 form, and he took that brother of Gokarna, who was a ghost, to Vaikuntha. And all villagers, they got stuck how this can happen, because we were also hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, but Lord did not took us. And then he took the brother who was so sinful, he was a ghost, he took how this can happen. So again he requested Gokarna that we should have again 7 days Bhagavat Katha. And what happened that they became very sincere, all villagers, they took note, and they were very eagerly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And after 7 days, what happened that they again did Krishna Katha, they again did Bhagavat Katha. And after 7 days, what happened that Lord Vishnu came, he was very pleased, and they took all who were sincerely hearing, all the people on the Katha, they all went to the Vaikuntha. So that is what glory of Srimad Bhagavatam, and our sincerity of hearing, sincerity of chanting, sincerity of doing sadhana, sincerity of preaching. So Srila Prabhupada made us this. So we can fight with Maya when we attack Maya. And what is attack for the Maya? The attack for the Maya is to preach Krishna consciousness. So at least if you cannot speak nicely, we can go and give someone prasad, we can distribute Bhagavad Gita, we can distribute Srimad Bhagavatam on Bhadra Purnima, and we can request people to come and chant with us. So that what Srimad Bhagavatam, power of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can do that. If not that also, we can take Kartala and Mridanga. In the association of devotees, we can go on streets and we can chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The devotees were chanting in the morning. You can see Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when we do this Sankirtana in the street, we get mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wanted to preach us Krishna consciousness. Anyhow, this Krishna consciousness movement is going to do. Devotees will do this, but it's our responsibility that we should take part. We should preach this Krishna consciousness every town and village. We should preach our colleagues. We should preach anybody we can see. We should try to give this message of Lord Chaitanya. In this way we can be protected, and we will get mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all Guru Shishya Parampara. So we just sincerely chant in the morning. We are in this age, we are disturbed by YouTube, mobile, all the things, but still we can seek the blessing, mercy from Shri Krishna, Radharani, by praying to her that please protect us from Maya. And we sincerely rise up in the early morning and we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16 rounds. And then we are already following, but still that is a very basic. We should be trying to preach Krishna consciousness, expand this movement, so that these conditioned souls in the world, they got benefited and we will become dear to Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that one who preached this message of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, who is very dear to me, no one is more dear than him who preaches this message of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So in this conclusion, so I request all of you, so please give your association, please pray for me, and if I did any mistake while speaking, if I give anything wrong, if it is, please forgive me and give your blessings so that I can also advance in Krishna consciousness. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.